So the reason why we've done this, in a previous life I was an airline pilot. I was a captain of a regional airline. I left that in 2017. I was in the Air Force prior to that for 8 years. Madison came along in 2016 and Gillian got incredibly sick at that point. And that was a massive shock to us. So it really turned everything upside down for us, and it particularly for me, it made me question a lot about my life. And I ended up going down a bit of a rabbit hole with all the problems in the world and I suppose getting a bit depressed about it all and how do you deal with all this. And I came to the conclusion that farming was the answer to a lot of those problems. So I fairly quickly started looking for solutions rather than just trying to dwell on the problems. And I discovered people like Joel Salatin and permaculture with Bill Mollison and Jeff Lawton and all these things, and it sort of all fell into place. So fairly rapidly from there I ended up quitting my job. It was a sort of 18-month, 2-year process, but quit my job and we moved back down here. So Julie and I met here about 15 years ago. Thank you. It's alright, I'm not that tasty, she's tried me before. And we met here a long time ago and we travelled around through all my work and we decided that this was the place that we wanted to settle down near Gillian's family, and we had some other land opportunity which didn't end up working out. And so we've just basically followed predominantly Joel Salatin's model. So if anyone's familiar with him, he's an American farmer in Virginia, and a lot of what you see is modelled on his teachings, I suppose. I call it teachings, including the way we live, living very frugally and living off the land as much as we possibly can. I think from there it's evolved a lot more into self-sufficiency, resiliency. I haven't forgotten about all those problems in the world, and I think some of them have changed and some of them have gotten a lot worse. And so I in particular have a strong focus on how do we manage for those and how do we continue to build resiliency in an ever-changing world. I suppose last year is a classic example of that, and really for me reinforced the decision that I made around leaving the airline industry and going into farming, local farming, producing for the local community. So whereas all my friends lost their jobs, our business exploded in that time. So it reinforced the decision. Whilst tough, and there's certainly lots of challenges, it feels like the right one for us.